Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Sam again, coming back with another video. Here I got the Pixel 4a, just got this in, fresh and hot. So, got my knife. I'm gonna open this up. Oh, looks like I don't even need my trusted knife. Just peel. Alright, there we go. Put this guy away. I got the just black version directly from Google store. Wow, look at the size of this thing. Well, actually, I already went to Best Buy and looked into the size already. I didn't buy it from Best Buy because they didn't have it in stock. Otherwise, I didn't need to wait 3 days. So, this is the Pixel 4. Not bad. Let's see what else is in the box. You got your Google stuff, your little SIM card ejector, a charger, 18 volts. I believe this charges fast. USB-C, and looks like a USB dongle, which I probably won't use. So that's the inside of the box, and probably some documentations here. Now, I bought this phone to replace my OnePlus 7T. It's a much bigger phone, and you know, some people would actually say, well, I wouldn't say some people, everybody would probably say I'm taking a step back. And in many ways, I pretty much am, because this thing, pretty much in every way, it has a faster processor. It has a 90 hertz refresh rate on the screen. It's a much bigger phone screen. It has 8 gigs of RAM in here. Both of these guys has 120 gigs of memory storage. This guy only comes in with 6 gigs of RAM. This has Super AMOLED screen, and this one, it's got the the OLED. Now, which one is better, which one is not? That's really, I really can't tell you what's better, what's not. This thing is only a 5.8 inch screen. The screen, the pixel density is much smaller, so your image probably comes out to be quite vivid, and probably even more than this. But this has a very high, super vivid resolution. The reason why I'm getting this phone is, and like I said, taking a step back, I guess, if you want to call it, if you will. This phone is older, as you can see here. Maybe slightly busted with the corners here, but luckily I was protected. Otherwise, she would be in much bigger trouble. So, gentlemen or ladies, if you have a phone, make sure you get it protected, regardless how thick these things are. It helps. So don't get her in trouble. So yeah, that's the That's just the one of the issue. But recently, OnePlus has upgraded to the new Android 11, and there's a really big issues with this thing. And I thought my phone was completely dead, but I found out that is because the auto brightness, is suddenly turned into 100% darkness, and I can't figure out how to get it back. So I'll roll a video for you to see. So take a look at that. It's the darkness issue. I just didn't, no matter what I did, I couldn't get it back to show up or anything on the screen. So that particular issue I already sent to OnePlus and see what they will come back with. OnePlus has always had a auto brightness issue. During the dark, it's never bright enough. It's so dark that, well, it's not as dark as when they upgrade to Android 11. But even with the previous version, many upgrades, they never fixed it. And I, have talked to the support, and OnePlus's support is by far the worst of all, because every person that you talk to, you literally get a new case because they don't see the other case that you talked to the previous person. So you have to start everything from scratch again and again and again. So it really kind of angers me. So I'll come back in a few days and we'll catch up on this phone. So it's been quite a few days since my full-blown usage of this phone. I'm just going to give you a bit of a in and out of this phone. I've been using it just normally like my other phones, on a regular day basis. Social media, news, GPS, a little bit of games, walking a little bit here and there with the exercise and things like that, phone calls. So not a whole lot. Anyway, the main thing of this phone is it is small, and not only that it's small, it's slippery too. It's very light, very light. This phone is made out of plastic, not metallic. So it's plastic, but it's not feeling plasticky. It feels very premium. So this plastic is very, very good. So there's a really fancy name for the plastic, and I don't know what it's called. But we'll stick with basically just plastic. But it is very premium. It's built very nicely. The resolution of this guy is good. Let me bring the brightness up 100% so you can see a little more clearly. The resolution is actually very, very vivid. Just took a picture of a flower, and you look at the details of this thing. This is the camera, but I'm showing you the image, the screen, the video. Not the video, the screen. It's very vivid. I mean, you can't ask for more. So it's very nice. The screen is absolutely gorgeous. So you're not going to get a bad screen these days. I'm pretty sure you're not. Anybody makes a phone that's with the bad screen, you can forget about buying it anyway. So the resolution is good. Although the screen is only 60 hertz, but you're really not going to be able to tell. Most of the phone out there is only 60 hertz anyway, unless you are a gamer, and I'm really not. So it really does no good for me. So the 60 hertz versus 90 hertz, it really doesn't have any benefits for me having a 90 hertz. Anyway, so this is good. The speed on this guy is pretty fast. Actually quite fast, to be honest, and you really cannot tell. unless you have a phone side by side, like my OnePlus 7T. Now, again, I think you would probably say that I am taking a step back by getting this phone versus the the OnePlus 7T. In many cases I am, because this thing has a faster processor, Snapdragon 855. This thing only has a Snapdragon 730G. So, you know, the bigger the number, the faster it is, right? This thing has 8 gigs of RAM. This thing only has 6. But 6 gigs of RAM is enough for you to do majority of stuff. I mean, in the days you used to have only 2 gigs and 4 gigs. You can do more than enough with basically the things that you need to do. Now this one has a 90 hertz screen. It is definitely faster. Like I said, if you don't have a phone to compare side by side, you cannot tell that your 60 hertz is having a slight issue, delay. So it's really irrelevant for you to have a 90 or a 60, unless you're really heavy gamers playing some high octane games. So, you know, this phone is it's a little bit older. I had it for a little more than a year and a half already. It's time for a new one. You know, it's got, but the main reason why I am moving up is because the after the upgrade, just recently after the upgrade to Android 11, the auto brightness on this thing really have a issue. It can go to complete darkness. With this here, I set the auto adaptive brightness. This is, you can actually train it. So I am trying to figure out to see how I can train this brightness to be what I wanted. But in the daytime, it's you know, under the sunlight, it's still quite bright. So it works out well. So, you know, like I said, if you're expecting to get a get this phone, you pretty much know what you're gonna get anyway. You're not gonna be, you know, playing high octane games on here. Just your regular everyday driver with you know, your GPS, your social media, your news, browser. You have no problem with this particular phone at all, and actually it works pretty well. It's a mid-range phone. So again, it's not built with plastic, and it's definitely very well built. You have to feel it to know. Okay, so the other thing that is really good with this guy is the camera. The camera is definitely very sharp. You saw an image earlier. I'm gonna put that same image. I took it on here as well. I'm gonna put it up for you guys to see. Two different images, and you be the judge. I see a lot more details from this particular camera here, but the only problem is that this thing only has one lens. One lens, a 12 megapixel one lens camera here. But Google always have this one lens can do it all kind of thing. And this guy has 3 lenses. It has a Google kicks in. It has a a wide angle, a standard, and a portrait lens. You know, I want to say this portrait lens would be better than the portrait here, because the portrait is done by basically cropping in with the software. So, but with the actual lens, this guy would probably be better. But the wide angle, don't get me wrong, I kind of miss the wide angle too when I need it. The standard lens sometimes is not wide enough. I gotta back up, and there are times you don't have enough room to back up. So yeah, there are things that you're not gonna get, but you'll kind of get adjust to it. So the image quality is actually better. So you know, this guy, the OnePlus 7T, is definitely a kick-ass phone. and you probably heard about it. You know, for a low price, you get top of the notch processors and speed and all that. But for me, it's a little too big. Oxygen OS is not the best. It's okay. It has its problem. I'm not a huge fan, but it is as close as to the Android experience you can get. Of course, this is pure Android. You know, the good thing about this thing is that you can have all of your Android apps interconnected. I mean, it literally just from here to from the map to your browser to your Google Drive, everything is linked, and you know it can pull data up from one another. It's really nice. But don't get me wrong. Android, there's a lot of stuff that I don't like. The one thing for sure is the image app and the music app. It's just crap. I hated this Google image app. It's hard to organize. It's hard to work with. It basically wants you to connect to the clouds at all times, and wants you to use Google Drive. I don't store any of my stuff into the cloud or Google Drive. I store some stuff, but not images, no music, and all that stuff. I don't even use it. But with that said, if you don't have two phones side by side, you won't be able to tell. But I am having, I do realize there's a bit of lagging because of the processor. Right in the beginning, when I was, when you start setting this guy up, all these apps needs to be updated to the most recent app. So it start updating in the background, and while it's updating in the back end, you can still set up things in the front end. But when you're doing your setup, there's a lag. There is a bit of lag while it's processing data in the back. Your front end is lagging slightly. So, but I don't feel it with this guy. Once you reset the phone, turn it on, it starts downloading. You can start customizing all the things that you need on here. No lagging at all. That's the benefit of the faster processor. So, pros and cons. I think I would get to like this thing. It's small. It's definitely for small size hands for me. I can actually navigate everything with one hand now. The only thing I am missing is the facial unlock. They don't have facial unlock on the Pixel 4a anymore. But I heard on the regular Pixel 4, the older generation, it does have it. But this one, it does not. No more. From this one to the 4, 4a 5G and the 5, there's no facial unlock. Facial unlock is nice. It's actually it can easily just lock it with the like Apple, but it's not as secure as Apple, but it works well. The problem is that this guy works well. The fingerprint works very fast, very quickly. But when you're in a car, you have this thing on the on your what you call it, on your phone holder, and you're gonna have to access it on the back, which makes it a little bit more problematic. Either that, or you use the your login pin. Still, you have to do more a few more steps. But anyway, the phone itself it works well. You will not be disappointed. Like I said, if you're gonna get this phone, you know what you're gonna get. It's not one of these high-end phones, but it will do everything you need to do. So I forgot to mention about the battery lives. The battery lives on this thing is actually pretty decent. Actually, more than decent. I started the day in, I don't know, 6 a.m. ish, when I start having some messages come in, and it's fully charged. But up till now, right now is 9:30 ish right now, and I still got 19%. So a full day of usage is definitely not that bad. If you're not a high gamer or streaming, you'll go through the day perfectly fine. Anyway, that's it for me for this phone. I only use it for what I need to do, and I know if you want more technical specs, there's more videos out there already on the internet, on YouTube, so you can look those up. But anyway, that's just my perception of this phone. So anyway, that's all for me for this video. If you like my video, please give me a like. If you don't, that's okay. Thanks for watching. You can also subscribe. Thank you so very much. See you next time. Bye bye.